Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Melissa Denise, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to winterize your hair regimen. So kind of piggybacking off of my last video where I showed you how I winterized a deep conditioner. If you've not seen that video, I will leave it in the description box, so make sure you check that out. So little hair update before we get started. Obviously I got braids. My grandparents came into town the week of Thanksgiving, and that Monday my Nana actually did them for me. She's been a beautician the majority of her life, and she clearly hooked a sister up. Hey Nana. And so yeah, the number one thing that I've loved about having them is I don't have to do a thing to my hair. I don't have to twist my hair at night before I go to bed. I don't have to wake up and style my hair. So it's just been a nice break, not only for me, but for my hair as well. If you guys would like me to do maybe a style video on box braids or something along those lines, let me know and we'll do that video for you before I take them out. I'll say that the majority of people are negatively affected by the colder weather when it comes to their hair. So no matter how fine or thick your hair is, it is usually a wise decision to adjust your hair regimen a little bit to accommodate the colder weather. So no matter the season, it's always the goal to have moisture and to keep moisture into your hair. And a lot of the times I think people forget that the only true thing that moisturizes your hair is water, and oils and butters is what locks that moisture in. Use butters over oils. Now I'm not telling you not to use your oil, because trust me, I'm still going to be using my coconut oil, but an oil might not always be thick enough to hold up to your drier hair. So reach for a butter that's definitely going to take care of your more drier hair during the winter months, because you know, when your hair is exposed to the colder weather, your hair is going to definitely be a little bit more drier than it is maybe in the spring and the summer. But if you do have an oil that is thick enough to accommodate your hair, then definitely stick with that. Deep condition more and shampoo less. So I think that in the warmer months we're exposing our hair to more moisture because we are swimming more, working out, doing more wash and go, so we are washing our hair more. In the winter months that definitely slows it down a bit. So in order to counteract the lack of moisture, then do more deep conditioners. I know I always say try and do once a week. I know it's hard for me to do once a week, but in the winter it's really important to try and make that a priority. Give your deep conditioner a boost by adding other ingredients to it like I did in my last video, exposing your hair to different things that is going to put extra moisture into your hair. Another thing is try sitting under the dryer for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. I know whenever I do that, it takes my deep conditioning to a different level. Like always, baby your ends. If there's ever a time to do it, now is the time. So the winter is definitely a time that will jack up your ends. So I like to start off with like a pre-winter trim. So I get a really good trim before it gets really cold. So it's kind of like I'm starting off the winter on a good foot. So me personally, if I go into the colder months with already jacked up ends, I'm going to come out of the months with my ends being even more jacked up. So it's good to just kind of like start fresh and, you know, have healthy ends going into the winter, so you can just maintain them and not have to worry about, like, you know, being jacked up. I know I mentioned this in a previous video, but the winter months are definitely a time to pay attention to what you are wearing and how you have your hair styled at the same time. So if you have on a wool jacket or a rough sweater, a rough scarf, then your hair is down and rubbing on that garment, then not only is it going to damage your hair, it's going to break off your ends, it's going to suck out the moisture, and clearly that's not something that any of us want. And I know that we love to wear wash and goes, love to wear our hair down and out, but the winter time is just kind of a time to just pull back on that a little. I'm not saying never, but just don't do it as much. Because not only is it rubbing on our rough garments, but it's being exposed to the cold air, and the cold air is just going to suck out the moisture out of our hair. So this is a great time to explore and try out different protective styles. You can wear a wig, you can wear braids or twists or a top knot, ponytails. I know all of you guys probably follow a ton of natural sites on Instagram, so just go on those pages and they always post a ton of different protective styles. So if there's a time to explore your different options when it comes to that, now is definitely the time. Another thing when it comes to garments, I know the winter is a really fun time to wear hats, but pay attention to what your hat is made out of. Maybe it is made out of wool or cotton or a knitted hat, and if it is, just take a thin silk cap and just line the inside of your hat so it does not damage your hair. Adjust the water temperature. Trust me, I am a queen of a hot shower. The hotter the better, but when it comes to our hair, it's definitely a negative thing. So just turn it to lukewarm and it will eliminate dryness, breakage, and the moisture being stripped from our hair that a hot shower would cause. Pre-pooing. So there's some things I will forever stand behind, and pre-pooing is one of them. I know a lot of people don't agree with it. They think it's a waste of time, waste of energy, waste of products, but for me it's essential to my regimen, and especially in the winter. So for those of you that don't know what pre-pooing is, it's when you add oil or conditioner or both to your hair prior to shampooing and conditioning. You can either do it the night before or a few hours before. So you rinse your hair out and then, followed by your shampoo. So when I think of pre-pooing, I think of like a boost or a one-up. And when you shampoo your hair, you are stripping it of its natural moisture, of its natural oils. And when you pre-poo, instead of stripping your hair of its natural moisture, you are just stripping your hair of the pre-poo. I think that's a good explanation. So at the end of the day, pre-pooing is going to allow you to keep your natural moisture, and at the end of the day, you are not going to experience any extra unnecessary dryness. The most important key to healthy hair during the winter months is to retain moisture, and I think that the majority of the things that I talked about kind of link back to that. So if you haven't already made the winter adjustment to your regimen, definitely sit down and evaluate it and see how you can maybe incorporate some of these into your regimen. Oh yeah, drink water, that's always important. I forgot to add that one. Well, those are just some of my suggestions on how to winterize your regimen. If you have some to add to the list, make sure you add them down in the comment section. Maybe you're going through some struggles with your hair or concerns with your hair now that it's getting a little cooler. Leave those down below as well. We can help each other out. If I don't know the answer, I'm sure somebody else will. I have some fun and exciting videos coming up. Well, they were fun and exciting for me, so hopefully they'll be fun and exciting for you. Fingers crossed I'll have one of them posted by next week. But like always, I appreciate you and I love you, and thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel and watching my video. Make sure you subscribe before you go and check the description box for anything that I talked about in the video, and I will see you guys really soon. Love you.